Hey everybody, this is Steve with nonprofitally.com, and today I'm going to go over how to set up your host, buy your domain, and install WordPress. If you're not sure why we're setting up a host and installing WordPress, you can go back to the intro video where I give an idea of hosting and websites and URLs and how to set that up and why you should do it in certain ways. And if you already have hosting and you already have your domain name and you've already installed WordPress, you can skip on over to the second tutorial of this series. But for the rest of us, we're going to go through setting up our hosting. So I like to use HostGator for my hosting service. I've used them for over 5 years. I've definitely had some good experiences with them. They're affordable, their service is really good, and they're really reliable. So I recommend using them. So I want to be totally transparent as we get into this. I am an affiliate for HostGator, and I do make a little bit of money if you do purchase through them using one of my links. So it's not going to cost you anything more, but I do get a cut of that. And I do it because I like them. I use them, I recommend them, and I wouldn't affiliate anything that I didn't believe in. So hopefully you can do that, and hopefully you'll have as good an experience with them as I've had. So anyways, to move on, what we want to do now is we're going to go up and we're going to select the web server, the web hosting up here at the left side. And that's going to take us to a screen where we're going to actually pick the web service that we want here, the hosting service. Now the hatchling plan is for a single domain service. It's the most affordable. There is the baby plan and there's the business plan, and I think I'm on the baby plan. But what we're going to do now is we're just going to order the hatchling plan for you. And once you click on that, now you're in your registration area. And one of the things you can do here right away, if you don't have a domain already, is to go ahead and enter a domain in here. And that domain will get automatically checked in their database to see if it's available. I'm going to type in here the 5-minute website. I'm trying to do this video in 5 minutes. We'll see. And that's available, so I'm going to go ahead and take that. We're going to scroll on down. Now, you can find your own website. And there's my plan, and there's my billing cycle. I'm going to go ahead and make this a 1-year billing cycle. And then I'll have to come up with a username and a security pin for my site. And the usernames, take a look at that. They definitely want certain criteria to be met. Lowercase or a number of letters, and then the security pin. The security pin, I don't get asked for that a lot. Basically, if you ever get phone service from their tech support, they'll ask you that security pin. So, and all this will be emailed to you, so you don't have to memorize it now. All right, and now to the credit card information and your email confirmation. You're going to go ahead and just fill this out. I'm going to skip through this and jump ahead. We've all done this before. You don't need to watch me do it. Okay, and so I'm ready to create this account. You can see that I have a 1-year package, and I agree to all their terms and conditions, and I create the account. All right, so they're going to give me a reference number just in case somehow that the email confirmation they send me gets lost, so I'm going to go ahead and take a copy of that. But they did actually send me an email, so I'm going to pop that open, and that email is going to have all my account information. It's here. And there is my login to the control panel, which I'll show you in a second. I'm going to copy this, and I like to keep it in a, even though it's in my email, I like to keep this in a text file, which I also save. So here's a text file where I've pasted it. I save this to the folder that I keep my website information in. You can see I named this admin 5-minute web. So I can always find that just in case I lose my email. It's a backup, basically. All right, so we're going to go and move on. We're going to click on the HostGator login. This is going to take me to the cPanel. Okay, now we're at the login page for the cPanel, which is your control panel to your website and to your server. Go ahead and fill in your username and your password, and go ahead and log in. cPanel is a pretty popular service. A lot of hosting companies do use this, HostGator being one of them. Bluehost uses it. 1&1, I believe, uses it. Anyways, a lot of different things to pick from in here, and we're going to scroll down to the bottom, and you're going to see the quick install icon, which is like a clock with an arrow around it. That's right here. This is where we're going to install our WordPress. We're going to install it right into the website. Go ahead and click on it. And over here you see your options for what types of software you can install. We're just going to go ahead and go right to WordPress. And this tells you about WordPress and gives you a link to the website, tells you what version you're about to install, which typically it's the most current version. Go ahead and click OK on there. Now you're going to install WordPress, and if you signed up with HostGator and at the same time you had bought your URL, your domain name, then your domain name is going to show up here. Now as this drops down, you'll see that I have quite a few domains to pick from. I'm actually going to pick a different domain to set up for this. I'm going to pick the nonprofit website here. The setup will be exactly the same. It's just going to be a different domain that I'm going to put this hosting on. You don't have to worry about this. You're not going to install it into a separate folder or a different level on your server. So your admin email, you can go ahead and put that in there. I'm going to put steve@nonprofitally.com. Your blog title, that could be the title of your website. The nonprofit website. And then your admin user, this is going to be your username that you sign in with, and it can be anything you can remember. Type your first name and your last name. And once you install it, what they'll do is they'll send you a confirmation email with the password, and they'll actually show it to you here after you install it. So I'm going to install this now. It only takes a few seconds for it to install. And at that point, you'll be able to log in through an admin through the back end and update, edit, configure your site. So now we're going to log into our admin area by clicking this link. So you probably want to make note of the URL, maybe bookmark this page so you can come back to it. Okay, so all you have to do is type in your admin username and add your password. I like to always click Remember Me, since I'm the only one who really uses this computer, and then log in. Okay, so now you're in your dashboard. This is the back end of WordPress. On the left-hand side here, your navigation will get you through the site, and you can upload your images, you can make pages, you can monitor your comments, you can adjust your theme colors, install new themes. But right now, we're just going to put a new post on here. So under Post, Add New. And this will take us to an editor. Looks a little bit like a word editor here. And we're going to give a post title, and we'll call this the nonprofit website. Oh. And we'll say this is our first post. Then we're going to add an image to this, and we're going to make this image the featured image, and a featured image shows up at the top of the page or the top of the article that you submit. Over here on the right-hand side, as you scroll down, you'll see featured image. Go ahead and set featured image. And I don't have anything in my media library right now, so I'm going to have to upload, which is already selected. So I'm going to select an uploaded file to upload. I already have an image ready. I'll open that up. And so now this image is on the server. And it gives you a title. It's good to retitle your images to something that makes sense, because the search engines read your image titles, and they also read the alt tag. The alt tag is what shows up when you scroll over a image. You get that little tool tip that pops up, and so that's what the alt tag is. But also the search engines do read that too. So it's good to have these things filled in. I'll go over SEO a little later. So we're going to set this as a featured image. And at this point, we're going to publish our first post. Now, once it's published, we can go ahead. It tells you right up here that the post is published. We can go ahead and view it. Now, this is the default template for the WordPress that we just installed. And there is the post we just put on with, this is our first post. Okay, so that wraps this up, and I appreciate you watching this tutorial. The next one, in tutorial number 2, we're going to talk about the settings in WordPress. We're going to go over how to configure some of those so that you can customize WordPress to fit your needs. So stay tuned, and we'll see you then. Thank you.